just got a little glimpse of what it could be like to have constant sales. You know how the mail system works when there's a holiday. For about my business having a business identity, I have sewn approximately 41 items. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Ashlyn and I'm the owner of Rainstorm Joy, and today we are just gonna work until I just don't have any time to work anymore. I do have somewhere to be later in the day. Later on, my family and I were going to go back to church because today is Sunday, and we're going to decorate the church for Christmas. And I want to be a part of that because we did it like 2 years ago and it was so much fun, and I wanted to do it last year, but last year they were like, if you have children under a certain age, then you don't bring your children. And Ahana, my daughter, was, you know, in that age range, and we always have my daughter with us, so we just couldn't go decorate. But they did not say that this year, so we're gonna go to church and help decorate for Christmas, and they're also gonna give us some pizza, so that's exciting. But anyways, like I said, today is Sunday and I'm gonna just try to get as much done as I can. I don't typically like to work on Sunday, so what I'm gonna try to do from now until then, we go to church around 6:30. It is currently 1:51. I have so much to do. Thankfully, I have so much to do. I have been busy this past like week and a half or 2 weeks. I've been getting so many orders on my Etsy lately, and it's been so exciting, but also like, oh my goodness, because there's just so much to do. But if y'all have seen my videos from a few weeks ago, like earlier this year, I talked about how my Etsy has been like so slow this year. It was crazy how absolutely dry my Etsy has been. But then last week or the week before, I just started getting orders, and it was like, okay, obviously I'm excited, and it was just so random and out of nowhere. One day I got 7 orders in one day, and that may be a lot to you, that may not be a lot to you, but it was a lot to me. 7 orders in one day is not my typical for my Etsy, so that was crazy. Anyways, so what we're gonna do today is work on some Etsy orders because I have some more orders to go. I have 10 pin holders to make and 2 Bible sleeves, and then I think that's it for this past week's orders because I've already gotten out some other orders that has happened this week. So that's what I have left, and then I really want to get some stuff done to take to my vendor spot, but I just don't know if I'll have enough time to do that. But I really need to make some time for it, so we need to go ahead and get these orders out. But I really need to make some time for it because this week is Black Friday, and I don't really do big Black Friday sales and whatever. I can't really do that right now with how my business functions, or I probably won't make any type of profit. But the point is, I need to make more stuff to put into my vendor spot, because right now, guys, let me show you a picture of what it looks like. This is what one of my shelves looks like at the vendor spot that I have, and yeah, I need to restock it. So if you could tell, it's really empty. There's like nothing up there. That's empty. That doesn't belong there. That's empty. And that's just one of the shelves area that it looks like. I have this thing that I have has 4 different sides, and that's just the one side. So I really need to restock, and I literally need to restock before Black Friday because a lot more people are probably going to be in the stores. So even if I'm not doing a sale, people are still going to be looking around, and I want them to have something to look at. So I need to stop talking. Let's go ahead and get to work. I have 10 pin holders and 2 Bible sleeves, and then hopefully I'll be able to get some stuff done for the vendor spot. And then I also have a market on this Saturday. So there's just so much going on, and I'm incredibly grateful. Don't get me wrong, but it is kind of stressful all at the same time. So some time has passed since that last clip because I knew from the get-go, is that how you say it, that my battery needed to be charged. I knew that, but I was hoping that it had enough juice to hurry up and make a video about what we're doing today, but it did not. Like, not at all. As soon as I was done with that intro clip, it was like, okay, bye. So I had to go charge the battery, and then as that was happening, I made some short form content, and then I edited the short form content. So I really haven't gotten much done, like, at all, which sucks because it's already almost 4 o'clock. The sun's about to go down, and we're about to leave. And I still need to get all this ready because I need to get out the orders first and primarily because I like to try to ship as quickly as I can. And like I said, this week is Thanksgiving, so you know how the mail system works when there's a holiday. So I'm trying to get these out. And then I really want to restock the store. So let's get back to work. one thing that I've recently done to like organize stuff, like once I cut it and I need somewhere to put it, like for instance my pin holders, I use like fusible interfacing and whatever, and they're like pretty small pieces. Instead of having them just laying on a shelf or something, I decided that I was going to put them in this thing, and this is a very handy thing. So if you're like cutting some small pieces of something and you're cutting it like in bulk, you can go get yourself like one of these organizers and then just put it in there. So now they're like nicely stashed away and they're organized, because I have like 2 different sizes. I have like a size for the pocket, and then I have a size for the just regular part of the pin holder. So I have a lot of them cut out, and then I just put them in there, and so you can stash them away neater and nicer now, and I can just open this and go for it. So there's a little idea for you if you want to know how to, if you are looking for some type of storage to put like small stuff like this. Even some small fabrics could probably work in there as well. I got this from Hobby Lobby, but I'm sure you can find something like this from anywhere else. But just in case you wanted like an idea, there you go. If y'all see some loose threads on my shirt throughout this video, just ignore it. This shirt is grabbing all of the threads. It likes it, I guess. Every time I look back at a clip, I have some type of something somewhere going on. Just ignore it, look past it. But I just wanted to come on here really quickly and just talk a little bit before I just let the music keep playing. But what was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh yeah, okay. I've talked about this a little bit in one of my prior vlogs, where somebody commented out of the goodness of their heart. You could tell they weren't being mean or anything, but somebody commented how I act differently on my vlogs and then I act differently at my markets. Well, guess what, guys? I also act differently across my platforms. I don't mean to, it just happens. I am way more chill and talkative to you all, which would be YouTube, than I am on like and TikTok and Instagram and whatever, because I am almost like, I'm across the platforms. I have my YouTube obviously, then I have TikTok, and I have Instagram, and I also have a Facebook. Facebook would probably get the least amount of love but I do all of those platforms, and I post like similar or the same exact content, but I do act a little differently when I'm doing short form. Mainly for my short form, if you've seen any of my shorts on YouTube, I mainly just put it, again, like with music. I mainly just record something, and then most of the times it's just like with my hands or something, and then I have music in the background. I rarely ever talk when I'm doing short form content, and that's for a reason, honestly, because it's just I don't get dressed that often. I am always in my pajamas, so I know I need to make content for my business, and I don't want to get dressed every single day all of the time, so I just record my hands so I don't have to go get dressed. I mean, that's the main reason why. But then also, I've noticed with my short form content, people don't like it when I talk to them. Those videos on my TikTok, at least, my Instagram is not as big as my TikTok, and like I said, my Facebook gets the least amount of love, but I've noticed on my TikTok, when I have talking videos, they get the least amount of likes, the least amount of views, the least amount of any type of interaction. So why would I keep doing that if nobody cares? It honestly is like kind of sad, because like, why would I make a video of me talking and y'all like that one the least? That's offensive. You'd rather me not talk to you? I understand that TikTok is literally for short form. YouTube has both now, but it's primarily long form, like how I'm doing now, and talking. And the short form content is mainly like, I just want to doom scroll and rot while I'm scrolling. I understand it's not really made for talking videos per se, but sometimes I gotta talk, but people don't care. So the video that I was talking about just a few moments ago that I made and edited while the battery was charging, that's a talking video. It has some music and some talking, and we'll see how it goes. But at the same time, I can't really judge it completely fairly, because my phone camera sucks. We've talked about this before too, how I got a new phone specifically for the camera, and then it turned out that the camera was actually worse than the other phone that I had. so that's upsetting. So the camera quality is not the best, and the camera audio also sucks. So I have to go to the reduce noise part of editing my videos. I use CapCut, but sometimes also within the TikTok app you can reduce your noise, and I do that, but then it just sounds weird. So my talking videos do sound a little weird. So I guess that's one other reason why people might not like them, but also they just don't like them. But anyways, what I was saying was I do act differently. So I'm trying, I don't mean to act differently. It's not like I'm trying to have 3 or 4 different personalities depending on where I'm at. I'm not trying to do that. It's just what happens. So on my TikTok and my other short form content and wherever I post it, it's not as bubbly or talkative or how we are here. But I'm going to try to incorporate that across every platform and all of my videos, because one of my goals for my business is to make it more of a community and more like I don't want you to get to know me 100% because this is a business page, but I also want to put some more of myself into it, so that way when you do come to see my videos and when you do come to my business, you know what you're coming for and what you get, and it's not me just merely promoting my products, but you'll feel a certain type of way when you come to my business. That's what I'm going for. So I'm trying to act like this across all platforms now, and we'll see how it goes with how people receive it and if I continue to try to do it. Because I don't mean to act differently, it just happens. So that's one of my goals for my business is to put more personality into it, and it's more about my business having a business identity. I am trying to figure that out. That's what I want to do with the remaining of the year, and then going into the new year I want to figure out what my business identity is, so once again when people come to Rainstorm Joy, they know what they're getting. And it's not just always videos or posts of me making stuff or just my hands, but you can go to my social medias and you can see the characteristics of my business, and you can see the persona of my business just by going to my profile. Without even having to watch a video or look at a picture, you can just see that it already has character. That's what I'm going for. I have not been good about doing that like at all, and when I follow or look at and watch a lot of other businesses, and some other businesses do this so much better than I do, and when I see their posts in their social media profiles and stuff like that, I'm like, man, you can tell what their business is. You can tell the character of their business. You can see what colors they like. You can see their brand very easily. Oh my gosh, very easily. And you can tell the identity of the business very easily. And I know that's an important part of having business, is to be recognizable and to stand out. So that's something that I want to try to do better amongst everything else that I'm trying to do in this business. There's just so much going on, so much I want to do. That's a lot of chit-chatting, huh? Hopefully I didn't bore ya. You see how much personality is here? And I don't know why I can't do this in person or on my other platforms, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And if it's too much for you, then go to my other platforms, because I don't do it yet. Like I said, my Etsy has been dry and slow like this entire year, and a few vlogs back I talked about how last year around this time, like maybe starting in August, that's when my Etsy took off, and I was totally surprised. Like last year, 2024, is when my Etsy and my business really started to grow, was in 2024. I started my business in 2021. I didn't really do what I was doing, like what I'm doing now, until last year, and even then I've still changed a lot of stuff within my business. Anyways, point being, last year is when it started to grow, and it was so awesome. I still think about it, since we're in like the same time as we were last year, like around this time. Like my TikTok went from like 140 maybe something followers to 1,000 so quickly, like within a month or two last year, and then it's just been growing since. It's not growing as quickly as it did then, which was so crazy and mind-blowing and so exciting to watch, but it is still growing, and I'm thankful. And then that's when I went from like 3 orders to like 100 something orders on my Etsy, like within the whole year, which is, again, it's not like that much if your business is like really going, but that's a lot for me, so that was exciting. And then January came and my Etsy just went like, I don't know what happened. I just hardly ever get any orders and whatever. My business was still growing and doing okay, like at my markets and at the vendor space, but like on my Etsy it was just like so slow. But anyways, all of that to say, I was okay, or not okay, I was used to the slowness of my Etsy, because that's what's been going on this entire year. And then about 2 weeks ago, today is the 23rd, so like 2 weeks ago, I got an order. And like random orders are like, I'm used to the random orders. It's like a random ding, I'm used to it. But then it just kept happening like throughout the week, and then like I said, one day I got like 7 orders, and that was so exciting because that like never happens. And it was just crazy. So I just want to look at these stats with you, and this is not to boast or to compare, so don't compare yourself to me, because like I said, it's been so slow this entire year up until 2 weeks ago. And your business is not going to get these random bursts of orders if you quit, so don't give up, keep going. But anyways, I just wanted to look at these stats with you because I was just interested as well of like how much I've actually made within these past 2 weeks. My first order came in on the 12th, and like I said, today is the 23rd. So looking back to the 12th, I got 2 orders. One of them was for like paperclip bookmarks, so I wasn't sewing anything, but I want to see how many items I've sewn since the 12th. So let's count. Since November 12th, I have sewn approximately 41 items. That is crazy. Oh my gosh, it doesn't even feel like I've made that much, but I have. And right now I'm working on 2 Bible sleeves and 10 pin holders, so add that to the 41, and this is all within 2 weeks. Again, so random, and I'm so grateful for it, but it was so random. So don't give up, guys. This is your to just, like, I don't be like, this is a sign or whatever, but I'm just telling you, I'm just here to encourage you. Don't give up, because this won't happen for you if you quit. I mean, it's as simple as that. And like sometimes it just needs to be thrown in your face like that. If you give up, it's not going to happen, obviously. So keep going. You might have more days of 0 sales than you do of getting sales. I understand. I've been there. I've done that. And it sucks. It really does. But you're not going to get to the seasons of literally not even catching a break from sales if you give up. And you need to be prepared for those days when you do get so many sales that you can't keep up with it, because once your business continues to grow, you're not going to have these days where you're able to rest like how you can when you're not getting sales. And I understood that when that happened, because like I said, I was gone. I went from 0 sales or hardly any sales to let me see, how many orders was that? That was how much I had to sew. Let me see how many orders I had. Since November 12th, I've had about 33 orders. And once again, guys, it went from 0 to 33 like that. I was not expecting this. It just happened. So you just can't give up, or it's never going to happen. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, because I totally forgot what I was saying. But like, I understood that well enough, like from going from 0 to like, what did I say, 33 orders, and making, like, I had 33 orders and then making like 40 or whatever I said items. Like from going from 0 to that within just 2 weeks, and most of this happened within 1 week. And like I said, 7 orders in 1 day. So this happened so quickly and out of nowhere. I was not prepared for all of this to happen, and going from 0 to all of that while also considering how I wanted to do other things was kind of difficult. And I didn't want to complain, and I wasn't complaining, but it was kind of stressful, guys. Obviously, from going from nothing to something that swiftly and that much all at once, because I'm over here thinking how there's still so much that I want to do, not just within my business but within my life. Like there's things that I need to do with my family, with myself, and then there's things that I want to do, like I want to be creative outside of my business. And to have all of these desires and still be able to manage my business, it's kind of difficult. But I wouldn't understand how difficult until it would happen. So I got a glimpse of that when all these orders started to come in. I was like, how am I supposed to be doing these other things that I want to do and take care of my business at the same time? I'm not saying you can't, but it was something that I literally didn't know until I knew. Because I was like, oh yeah, I can do my business and it being successful and also do these other things at the same time. And I absolutely can, but I didn't realize how difficult it would be until it happened. And just getting a little bit of that surge of orders and having to make things helped me realize, oh wait a second, I need to have better systems in place so I can actually do more than just my business. Because when those orders came in, I wasn't prepared, so I had to literally make them to order. Every single last one of them, except for maybe 1 or 2 bow bookmarks, because I already had those ready, thankfully. I had to make them to order, like, for everything. And that was hard because at the same time, like I said, I have a market coming up. I need to restock my vendor spot, and I can't do that because I need to make these orders. So it really helped me realize firsthand I need to have better systems in place so I can manage the business actually growing and sustain it and treat it and nurture it well, while still being a good mother and a good wife and taking care of myself and doing things that I just want to do. I know I talked about this before, where I have said I want to change my business from made to order to it's in stock, but that's been a little difficult for me to actually do. I've had some things in stock, but most of my stuff is still made to order. But now I realize if I really want my business to grow, since it is literally only a handmade business, I need to get it together. I need to not just say I want it to be in stock, I need to somehow get it in stock so I can just pull these orders instead of making all of these orders. Because can you imagine having like 100 plus orders at any given time, but especially during the holiday season when people are like really wanting whatever they bought because it's for somebody or it's for themselves. But if you're an only made to order handmade business, you're like gonna have no rest. If you're wanting your business to grow, get systems into place where it can actually do that, and do that before it happens. Because I just got a little glimpse of what it could be like to have constant sales, and I tell you what, it would be so much better to have your business ready to go before it actually needs to be ready to go. And then I was also thinking, like, for myself and the other creative things that I want to do outside of my business, like how in the world am I supposed to be over here making people's orders and just making stuff just for fun? I'm not going to have no rest at all, and I'm probably just not going to even enjoy making stuff anymore if it gets to that point, if I'm always making something to order and not having good systems into place. So here is my little tips for you all. If you want your business to grow, don't give up, because it can't grow if it's not existent. And if you want your business to grow, get the things in order for it to actually grow. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I didn't realize that this video would be such a talkative one, so I'm sorry if I'm talking too much or if I'm talking too fast. Again, that's a tip I've gotten before, but I can't worry about it. I just can't slow the video down. That's all I got for you. But I've been talking a whole lot, was not expecting to talk at all, but I do enjoy talking to you all. I do enjoy making these videos once I actually get the camera out and do it. Sometimes I need to pep myself up to do it, but once I do, I'm so glad that I do. However, guys, like I said, it's a busy week. It is such a busy week, and some things that just a little percent of people talk about is how to be a parent and have a business at the same time, and to have a spouse at the same time. I need to spend time with my family. I need to do my business. There's so much going on and it's so hard, but I am trying to get it all together and manage it all well. I gotta figure these things out still. Business is an always growing thing. It doesn't stop. But anyways, talking to you all just kind of adds on to that stuff that I gotta do when things that kind of slow me down. So I'm gonna go make these orders because, like I said, I need to get them out as soon as I can because it's a holiday week, and I really want to restock my vendor spot before Black Friday. So I'm going to catch up with you all whenever that is. It may be tomorrow, it may not be. We might be doing something completely different in the next clip, I don't know. But I'm going to go, and I'll see you all. You'll see me in a second. Hi guys, it's a couple days later and I just wanted to hop on here really quickly, and then I want to break up me talking so much to some music because I know I talked a whole lot in this video, but I just wanted to update you all really quickly. Since I was gone for a couple days, in those couple days I decided to take a break from making the orders, and I switched to making stuff to take to the vendor spot because the orders don't have to ship out until the 29th, and my vendor spot stuff was barren and I wanted to fill it up before Black Friday. So I was like, let me just do that really quickly. So that's what I did off camera. So now the vendor spot is not looking ugly and barren anymore, and now I'm gonna get back to work on my orders. I'm almost done with them, except I did get an extra order from when I was filming to now, so we're gonna do that, and let's just go ahead and do that and stop talking so much. Here's one of my cats. Her name is Danny, and I just thought I would show y'all her because she's always trying to creep into my office. The cats are not allowed in here because I try to keep their fur not in here, but they try to come in anytime that they can. So she was trying to open the door, but I just wanted to meet Danny. She doesn't really like to be held, so if she looks like she doesn't like me, that's fine. But she does like me. Danny, look at the camera. She's too excited to be in this room. Now get out. Go. Go. She literally has like the softest fur ever. I've never seen or had or rubbed a cat with as soft as fur as she has. Literally the softest fur. And she is like 5, I think now, and we got her when she was 1, and her fur is still just as soft. I'm telling you.
Well, I've waited all year go for a drive to see all those lights reflect in your eyes. Old candy cane lanes never looked quite so bright. What a sight to behold on this Christmas night. On 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 Christmas night, on Christmas night, on Christmas night. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. I've waited all year King Cole, sing old Tannenbaum, but the prettiest sound, oh, that I've heard all night is when you harmonize to Oh Holy Night. On Christmas night, 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 on Christmas night.
I have finished making all this stuff for the orders. I have 3 Bible sleeves and I have 10 pin holders. These 10 pin holders actually are going out to one order. They ordered 10 of them, which is crazy. So yeah, I just thought I'd say that. And then the Bible sleeves are going out to like individual people. But I just want to tell you the names of them really quickly. This is the Cozy Paw and this is the Vintage Blue, and I have 2 of those. And then these also have names. We have the Ditzy Floral, Bee, Rosy Picnic, Blue Patchwork, and Poppy Bow. So those are all the orders that are going out this week. Thank you all so much for coming along and making them with me and listening to me talk so much. I hope you all enjoyed the video and I will catch you all later. Bye. I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. By the way, happy Thanksgiving whenever you're watching this. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving if you see this after Thanksgiving, and just happy holidays and merry and bright and all that good stuff. See you all later. Bye.